Well, welcome to today's installment of the Daily Shift, where I'm doing a very special series of 21 days to help you be stress-free over the holidays. Hi, if you're new to me, my name is Raquel, and I'm your GPS for success. I'm going to help you through what I call the 1% solution, which is taking 1% of your day and investing it in yourself. Does it work? 100%. I've had clients who've lost weight without doing any diet or exercise. They've used this same 1% solution when they had like a financial goal and they were able not only to meet it, but exceed it. And so we're going to be doing some of those practices that I do with my clients here today. We're going to start with a daily mantra, which is your affirmation. Words matter because they become matter. And you'll understand that even more as I unpack that a little bit more as we go then to the second part. The second part is around journaling. And so the journaling really helps you because it helps you, especially when you're journaling in cursive, it helps to really bypass your critical faculty and allows you to bring up those things that maybe have been suppressed, right? What is not confronted is not changed. And so through the act of journaling, you start to confront things and take your power back. I'll unpack that for you in a minute. And then the last thing we do is an EFT. An EFT is also called tapping. And so if you want more about why that works so well, you can go ahead and check the first video in this series where I unpack that even more. But it's a really amazing thing that's going to assist you to not only confront those things and take your power back, but also embody that which you want to have. And so today's mantra is going to be, I am that. I am mindful of my words, especially about myself. Now, on day 9, we were talking about the thoughts. Unlike what a lot of people say, and it's not true, thoughts do not become things. I know you've heard that, but that's not true. Thoughts internalized materialize. This is why we're told in the best-selling book in the world that to cast every wicked thought down, which means anything that's wicked, twisted, not true, things that you don't want to live out, things that you don't want to bring into your reality, we're told we can capture them and cast them down, which means to like say no. You're like, oh, that's interesting. I think another way you can do that is saying, that's an interesting thought. Yeah, I don't want that. Even do like a little X with your finger or X in your mind and not accept it. So as long as you buy into that misnomer that thoughts become things, then you don't really have any control. You're actually giving your power away because you don't know where those thoughts are coming from. Sometimes those thoughts are coming from internal. They can be influenced. They can be coming even as a psychic attack. And so be mindful of your thoughts. Yes, thoughts internalize, materialize. Thoughts do not become things until you start to internalize them, think about them, imagine them, and then they become reality when you speak them out. You're going to believe your words that you say more than anyone else's, which is why start to really think about some of the words that you're saying about yourself. And so the journaling prompt is around that. And if you would like to have this journal, the journal that I created around this is called the Ultimate 21 Day Self-Love Journey. You can have it for free when you sign up for my subscriber list. You can do that down below. So, and then you also get 21 videos with it as well that I call boosters. If you're interested in that, go ahead and grab it as my gift to you during this season. You have another prompt in there as well, but this one is around taking your power back, right? What is a memory that comes up contrary to this truth that you're being mindful about what you say about yourself? You'll be surprised what comes out of your mouth when you start to audit the words. Again, words matter because they become matter. We're made in the image and likeness of God, which means that we are created to function like him, and he doesn't do anything without saying it first. When you look at the best-selling book in the world, whether you believe in that philosophy or not, most of the metaphysics that are out there that work are actually based on the principles found in the book. And so in the first book, in Genesis, you see God said, he saw, he felt, right? He said, activated that reality based on what he wanted. He didn't look at the world and be like, ooh, it's dark out there. He said, let there be light. And then he said, he saw, imagined, right? He started to use the imagination. It started to unfold. And then he felt, he said it was good. This is the other thing too, is that when they're trying to tell you to manifest using your emotions, Yes, but that's the last step. When you start to feel it is when things start to come into alignment. And if you have not been able to feel into that reality, then you're like, okay, then why isn't this working? I can't feel anything. I don't feel like it's happening for me. Of course not, because you're doing it backwards. Do it the easier way. And the first thing is audit your words, audit your thoughts. What have you been saying about yourself? Do you say, oh, you make a mistake and you're like, oh, I'm stupid? No, you're not. I'm an idiot. No, you're not. I'm a fool for believing this. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. And so think about those things. What have you been saying that are contrary that you've been mindful of it? And maybe you haven't audited your thoughts. There is a thing that breaks things in your life. And the thing that breaks things off your life is the fasting of stinking thinking. This is the first step. This is why we're attracted to mindset work, right? Because where the mind goes, the man follows. When you feed your mind, then your will, so it's not a procrastination issue, your will automatically start to come into alignment and help you do and follow through to the things that you need to do. And then your emotions will follow. So when you do it in that order, it will be much, much easier. And then you think about that scenario, how should have that gone? And then you rewrite what should have been, right? That's how you take your power back. And then you forgive all people, including yourself, because you were doing the best that you could in the moment. So we're going to do this thing called tapping. You're just going to do what I do and just repeat after me. Again, just go to the first video in this series to give you more information. It's an amazing thing because it helps you to kind of release things as well. You're confronting, we're releasing, we're activating the 5 pillars of manifestation, which is what I talked about for my 10/10 event. And I have a lot of that information also in the daily shift. So look for the October videos. I did a lot of work there and gave you some free mini masterclasses. If you need to know where that's at, go ahead and hashtag 1010 below, and I will tell you where it started so that we can go ahead and partake of that. But for now, you're just going to repeat after me. We're going to tap here and then like where your eyebrows end, in between, underneath your eyes, nose, chin, like crevice, collarbone, your thymus area, which is about 2 inches down. Just tap, 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 or you can do this with your knuckles. And then your wrist, right? We're going to do something called the setup phrase. Another thing that the tapping does, it's amazing, is that it helps to start to lower your cortisol levels. There's a lot of research you can do on your own around why this is so incredibly effective. And it really helps you, again, to anchor in and embody what it is that you want and release what you don't want. All right. Go ahead and repeat after me. Today, I take responsibility for my life, which just means I have the ability to respond. And I'm not always mindful of what I say about myself. Some days I know exactly who I am. And I know that I'm a badass. I know I'm really great at what I'm doing and what I want to do. And I know that I'm on the right path. And other days, I can be so critical, so unkind, so ungracious to myself. And even though I feel all these things, I deeply and completely choose to love, accept, and forgive myself. And so it is. Take a breath. Hold. Release. There are times when I'm not even aware of some of the negative things that I have said about myself. And even right now, I can think of some things. I've called myself a failure, that I can't do this. Why am I'm a procrastinator. Perhaps it's that I'm lazy. I have too much on my plate. I'm too busy. I'm not busy enough. I can say unkind things. Like it takes too long. I don't have what it takes. Or even talk about myself in negative states. by saying things about other people. Oh, that person is so lucky. That person is so blessed. That person is so talented. That person is so gifted. What am I saying? In some of those instances, what I'm really saying is that I'm not lucky. I'm not talented enough. I don't have enough gifts. I don't have enough open doors. I don't have enough favor. But that's not true. Because where the mind goes, the man follows. And yes, I can recognize that some people have been born with more advantages than others. But I can also recognize that only because they have advantages doesn't mean that they end up being successful or making the most of them, because I've seen that too. And I can recognize that there have been people who have had less advantages than I have, and yet have become wildly successful. And they might even just have one talent, one gift, but they went all out on it, which means I can too, which means it's a possibility. They're there to inspire and to motivate, to let my eyes know it is possible for me, because it is. If I'm doing this right now, I'm investing in myself less than 1% of my day. I am telling myself by doing this that I do have what it takes, that I am smart, I am gifted, I am talented, I have some advantages, I do have options. I may not like all of them, I might want even more, but it doesn't mean that I don't have them. What I focus on expands. It's also in quantum physics, under the observer effect. What I observe to be true for me is true for me. So I choose to take my power back. I choose to start looking at myself a different way. And that starts with the words that are coming out of my mouth. Because out of the abundance of my heart, my mouth will speak and activate that reality. And maybe my problem has been 2 inches below my nose. But I take my power back right now. And I say of myself, I am that. I am talented. I am gifted. I am strong. I am reliable. I am kind. I am generous. I can do whatever I set my mind to do because I am of sober mind. I am brilliant. I'm made for a time such as this. I have what it takes. I believe in myself, and I am my biggest cheerleader. I will have what I desire. Just because I want it, because I desire it, because I know that I can have it. I've seen other people have it, which is just my reminder that I can have it too. And I may not get it the way that they got it, and that's okay. The way I'm going to get it will inspire other people. And that's fun. And that's super cool. And that's worth pursuing. It's not just about me. Other people will be inspired. Other people will be motivated. And I get to live my dream life. I'm going after it because I am worth it. And so it is. Take a breath. Hold. Release. Well, my loves, don't forget that you can go ahead and grab the journal for as my gift to you when you go ahead and sign up. Until next time, which will be very, very soon. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I love you very much. Have a great rest of your day. Bye now.